Hello and welcome to Carlos and Lisa. I'm Lisa Remillard.
And I'm Carlos Amezcua. It's nice to have you with us today. Well, you know, it's getting to the holiday season and people are taking out their credit cards and their Bitcoin and buying Christmas presents. But are you doing everything, you know, with transparent? Transparency is a big word these days.
I was just going to say, transparency, what an interesting word you choose to use. So the question is when you are purchasing gifts or anything really, are you being transparent with your spouse or your live-in partner? And turns out, according to creditcards.com, 44% of Americans are lying about how much they spend, and it's causing problems in relationships.
Is it lying or just not saying anything about it?
It's the same thing, Carlos. That's such a man comment. Are you kidding me? It's the same thing.
Well, I have to tell you, I'm guilty of this for sure. Many years, I went out and would buy a car without telling my spouse that I would buy a car. And I know that sounds terrible, but you know, it was like my hobby. I loved buying old beat up cars and would fix them up and sell them. So it was kind of like my business. And in my head, I justified it and said, well, that's not something I really need to bother my wife about. But it is a big purchase, and I probably should have been more transparent. And once she finally had the nerve to say to me, you know, I think you need to consult me before you do that.
A car? You just randomly hauled off and bought a car without even talking to somebody about it?
I mean, I'm talking about $4,000 or $5,000 worth of a car. Okay, it wasn't like I was buying, you know, a $50,000 or $60,000 car. Which,
okay, so
by the way, that's a
okay. You bring up a good point. So yeah, so I think a lot of couples in relationships, there's like a dollar amount that they say, okay, if it's this amount or more, I would request that. Or they probably say it in more harsh terms than what I'm just saying. But if it's this amount or more, you need to be consulting me. And if it's this amount or below, like do whatever you want. I mean, I'm not married, but I would assume that's how it works, right?
Yeah, probably in my household, it's probably $100.
Yeah.
Anything over $100, we need to talk about. And you know, you got to. But I mean, there are people who they have like their own bank accounts, secret bank accounts, and secret investment accounts, and all kinds of secret things, which could create massive issues when that thing is revealed, right?
Wait a minute. Wait, before we get there, $100. That's your. From the same guy who just told me 5 seconds ago that he spent thousands on cars and not consulted. Now you're telling me it's $100?
I've repented. I no longer do that, please. Forgive and learn.
You've learned your lesson. And see, that is the other part of this survey that people were saying, that people who responded to the survey said that for those types of things, they call it financial infidelity, for the secret bank accounts, for the spending money on a purchase that they know their spouse or significant other would not approve of. For all of those things, 44% of people said that it led to an enormous argument, and 10% of people said it led to complete separation of the couple.
Right.
There's some serious consequences to just, you know, being the king of your castle like that and just doing whatever you want without any kind of consultation.
When the Amazon boxes and the QVC boxes start piling up on the front doorstep and you have no idea what's going on, you go, hey, what is that? Oh, no, it's Christmas. It's okay. Really?
So again, I am not married, so I don't have, you know, I do with my money as I please.
Oh,
do you know what I'm saying? Right? However, I do remember as a child, I very vividly remember as a kid going with my mom to the mall and we would shop. And by we, I mean she would shop and I would go with. And then we would leave the bags in the trunk of the car. And my mom would be like, do not tell your dad that there are bags in the trunk of the car. I mean, I don't ever remember it being, this was the 80s, you know, so I don't remember it being like, but again, I had no idea how much money was, you know, or what money was. But I mean, I just understood that there were bags in the trunk of the car that I was not to tell anybody were there.
Yeah. I couldn't hide a car. I mean, you know, they deliver the car, or I'd drive the car up and put it on the front lawn on blocks and go, I'm going to go work on this car. Yeah, that's not it's a whole different deal. Go shopping all you want, honey.
So, Jesus. Like, I see that all over social media too. It's like the Amazon boxes pile up on the front porch now, and everybody's like on TikTok or on, Instagram being like, do not tell anybody this was here. You know, like just hide it in a closet somewhere.
Well, it's Christmas time and it's the holiday time, and it's, people feel like spending and shopping and doing all that kind of stuff, but just kind of keep it on the up and up. So look, you've got a finite amount of money, especially now with everybody dealing with, the COVID situation. We're much different now than we were just 9 months ago, 10 months ago. So this is a much different holiday season. So I think being transparent is probably a good thing. This is a lesson that Carlos has learned over time.
I applaud you for learning your lesson and actually changing your ways. Good job. And I agree.
Hang on a second. I gotta find my new car. Where is that?
Stop
it. New car.
You better not. You better not. All right. We have a great show for you. We'll be right back with more Carlos and Lisa after this.